G'day, this is SmithCity for SmithCity Product Reviews. I'm going to try their last beer in their canned range currently, Hardroad Brewing, their Hoarders Porter. So we'll get it open and get into a glass. I do like to drink my darker beers in this glass. Okay, getting dark chocolate just from that far away. Get into the aroma. That's what it looks like. Other than the reflection of the TV, there isn't much bleeding going on in there. No head at all. We'll just get into the aroma. Oh, wow. I think I'm going to really like this. It's got a very roasted malt character, but like I'm getting more dark chocolate than I am coffee. There is a little bit of coffee tones going on. It smells good, guys. I'm just going to get stuck in. Cheers. Okay. Okay. So there is a nice level of bitterness to this, and like when I say bitterness, I reviewed a Deeds beer not that long ago today, and I talked about how the bitterness was like the orange rind or like citrus rind type elements. This bitterness is like the bitterness you get from like dark chocolate. Let me just keep going in for some more information. I just need to get some more details of this particular beer. Okay, so with that sip there on the back end, I'm getting a coffee flavour coming in to it. And a little bit of this little bit of sweetness element going on. Not that you can really see it because it's obviously got no head, but there is a little bit of a mouthfeel to it, and at 5.2%, it does have a good mouthfeel for that content. I haven't read what's on the back yet, but I will get to that. Let me just have a bit of reading, shall I? Rich coffee with a hint of chocolate on the nose, roasted malt, cacao, hints of caramel. So I reckon that like the sticky sweetness that I'm getting from that is the caramel. It's interesting. I wanted to say it, but I second guessed myself. As I get better at it, I'll just commit. I'll just commit to something. But I was picking up some vanilla tones in there, but I just didn't back myself. That'll come with time. And cream finishes with a lingering toasty bitterness, and it contains lactose. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this plays with my guts a little bit later on. But the things I do for you guys, hey. Hey, if I wasn't doing this, I'd still be doing it anyway. Okay, so as my palate's adjusted a little bit, that dark chocolate taste I was tasting at the start isn't as prominent, and I am sort of getting more of that rich coffee at the start of my palate. Still getting the sweetness of the caramel, still getting the sort of vanilla notes, sort of in the middle to back palate. And yeah, there is that toasty bitterness on the back end. So I don't really need to bang on about packaging. Done in every video with these guys. I do like their packaging, so I don't need to really go too much about that. Price I'll put in the comments. Drinkability. It's interesting. Not that I've rated a lot of porters of high alcohol content. I have consumed some recently over probably the last 2 or 3 months that are up there, like 10, 11, 12%, and I just haven't reviewed them. I've just enjoyed them. And the drinkability factors with those aren't great, but that doesn't really factor into the rating, because like they're just sort of standalone. Drink one and you're probably, one and done type drinks. But but from this style of beer to say something that's a lot higher in alcohol content, nothing's really skimped in here. So that's good. And the fact that it's 5.2 is I could happily drink probably 3 of these back to back to back, and get quite a good enjoyment out of that. So to be able to produce something that's full-bodied, full flavour, and lots of elements going on for 5.2 is a really good job. Really good job by them. I'm pretty impressed. I'm like, to be honest, looking at the 4 that I've reviewed. Well, let's look at the 3 I've reviewed. So the pale ale I chucked up today, that was, I think, I rated that 8.5 or 8.6, something like that. Fairly sure I rated the lager at 8, and I rated their brown ale at 10. All right, so what am I gonna rate this? It's tricky. As it says there on the back, it says hints of caramel, vanilla, and cream. Okay, so hints. It says hints. All right, so I won't hold that against them. I won't deduct any points for that. I am enjoying it. It is a really, really nice beer. And I'm going to give it a solid 8.8 out of 10. It's really good. I love the fact that it's easy drinking, and that this style of beer, you could easily sit down with this particular beer, with this style of beer. You can drink multiple of, which a lot of these styles of beers are sort of, I wouldn't say getting out of control in terms of like the ABV content, but with those, you tend to have one can and you're gassed. One and done. You just have one can and you're gassed. And whether that be in a 440 ml can or a 500 ml can, and they do a bit of damage. They knock you around, and so this obviously isn't marketed in that fashion, and that's not being pushed in that direction. And all four of their drinks, between the brown ale, lager, pale ale, and the porter, are all sessionable, and I think that's fantastic. Um, Really, really well done, guys. With your beers. So I've tried the four. I am looking forward to your other ones being canned, or your newer style beers, or ones that you've just brought out being canned and trying to try. Because I really enjoyed all four of your drinks, and when you look at it, I didn't rate any of them below an 8. So for any beer lovers out there, this is a brewing company or a brewery to keep an eye on, because if I've rated four of their beers 8 and above, I'm sure there's a beer in their range that you'll enjoy, and even maybe if you take a chance on a particular beer that you might not be interested in that style, I don't think they'll disappoint. So if a porter is right up your alley, go check this one out. If a porter is up your alley and you're not much of a pale ale drinker, I'm sure if you try the pale ale with these guys, it wouldn't disappoint. You may not give it an 8 out of 10 like an 8.6 like I did, but same token, I think, if you were to go down that path, you'd probably find that you're enjoying a different style of beer that you may not necessarily have otherwise. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. I'm going to continue enjoying this drink, and that's it for me. Cheers.